Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 9 of Noxer's Let's Play FTB Monster series. And finally it's here, the episode we have all been waiting for, at least one episode, when I'm actually going to use my thaumium. So I'm actually going to create some pretty cool tools right now. I got my thaumium, which is one of the components, and I am going to make steel, which is a lot better than iron, or at least a bit. So, how do we make steel easily? Because we don't really have that much resource at the moment. So I'm going to show you how to make steel really easy. You don't need any fancy like multi-block oven or something. You just need this thing, created from stone bricks and a redstone blast furnace from Rotarycraft. So we're going to use this. So I'm going to set this up. I might as well do it somewhere around here. I made a little sugarcane farm here because I'm gonna need some paper later. By the way, just for your information. So let's set this thing up. Right. Oh, I'm so terrible at placing things. Okay, so let's place it here temporarily. Yeah, this is good. So let's place it there. We actually don't need that much space. But anyway, so if we open this UI here, we can see that we have a temperature here. This temperature will need to be brought up for this to work. I mean, it's a blast furnace, so it needs some heat to be able to do its blast thing. So I want my stones because stones are nice. So what we need to do to power this, to get the temperature up here, is place lava right next to it. And we see that the temperature will begin to rise. What we then need to do is we need to rise this above, is it 600? It might be 600. We will notice this pretty soon as we get this temperature up, because lava is the only thing you need with this blast furnace for it to actually being able to melt iron into steel. So I'm just gonna wait for this temperature to rise here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now the temperature of this blast furnace here is up to 640 degrees Celsius, which is above 600. So it's good for creating steel at least. We should add that the temperature may differ a little bit from biome to biome. I know that if you're in a particular cold biome, I don't really know which ones it is, but like glacier, I think, and such, the temperature here can drop to below 600 as from just lava. So it can be impossible in some really cold biomes to actually achieve 600 degrees here. But anyway, that's, as you can see here, not a problem here in my beautiful crag. So yeah, let's go on this. They actually changed this recipe a little bit in the latest version. So it now also requires sand. Before it was only coal and gunpowder. So if we throw sand, coal and gunpowder in here, we can actually create steel. So that's pretty neat. For each operation here, it will operate on these 9 slots here. It will, I think, take one of each here, or something like that. So each operation, for like full effect, you want to fill all these slots. So you have a little time to fill these before this operation is completed. It's not very hard, as you can see. It's fairly slow. So there we go, 12. So you actually have a chance to get additional steel ingots from each iron, and this chance increases as the temperature goes up. So if I would like make this warmer by some kind of friction heater or something, which also comes with Rotarycraft, I could make this chance of getting more steel a lot larger. So I might like get 20 here from these 9s or something if I powered it all the way up. But I don't really care right now because, yay, steel. So yeah. But anyway, so we have steel and we have thaumium, which is really awesome. So let's get heading to Tinker's Construct. Yay! So what we need to start making Tinker's Construct is pretty much this first book here, Materials in You. So we're gonna craft each one of these tool stations, a stencil table, which is just, yeah, this receipt, part crafter, partner chest, we don't really need, but we need a tool station, which we want to improve into a tool forge. So let's get going here. Stencil table and part crafter. So I have the only thing we need here is pretty much wood, so I'm gonna get us some more sticks and some more wood. So we do this and this, and we get a blank pattern, which we're gonna need. So we can create a little more wood. Okay, so if put this above this, we're gonna get a stencil table. This above this is a part pillar, and a crafting table below this is a tool station. So we want to instantly improve this tool station into a tool forge, and that is not very cheap. We need 4 iron blocks and some seared stone bricks. So I actually prepared some seared bricks here. So we need 3 of these, right? Got these, and I got 2 blocks of iron, and I mined some more iron for this. So we should have enough to create. Yeah, we're good. So okay, blocks of iron going in there. My seared bricks on top there, and my tool station. And we got the tool forge. Nice. So let's head upstairs to our smeltery, which was earlier producing emeralds, but we're now gonna use it for some more, yeah, practical stuff. So let's put these tool things down. So I think I'm gonna need a little more space here for my tools. The tool forge can be there. Part builder. I think I'm gonna place the part builder on the other side here. Okay. And my stencil table can go down. Oh no, I'm gonna place my stencil table in the corner here. That's pretty. I think that's the thing I'm gonna use the least of these 3. Okay, so we're gonna need more stencils, because that is pretty much how you interact with this mod. So let's create more stencils. I can actually use all this wood to create this. Okay, I mean patterns by stencils, by the way. I'm a bit confused. So what we're gonna build is a pickaxe. And if we look in here, the parts we need to build a pickaxe is a pickaxe head, a tool binding, and a handle. So we need the stencils for those to begin this process. So let's see here. There's a tool rod, pickaxe head, and a tool binding. Cool. So the thing about Tinker's Construct here is that you can combine different materials to create pretty awesome tools. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and I'm actually gonna create a really cool setup here, which I pretty much came up with myself. It's not very complicated, so I'm not bragging or anything, but it's pretty neat. I'm gonna show you. So for this to work, we're actually gonna need a casting table. So a casting table is pretty easy to make. It's just seared bricks all around like this, and we get the casting table. So this casting table is gonna replace our basing for now, because the basing is for creating blocks, while the casting table is for creating like materials. So my pick just broke, but that doesn't matter, I think. I don't think I need to break anything more. Anyway, so I placed it down there, and we have some cobblestone with us. That is necessary because the first thing we are gonna build here is some cobblestone materials. So you might notice that I got this shard here, and that is pretty much a half cobblestone. So yeah. So anyway, we got all our tools here, and we could, if we want, build a pickaxe from these tools here and create a entirely stone pickaxe. But we don't want to do that, because we're gonna build some pretty awesome stuff instead. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna create costs from these items here. So I'll place some gold in here, because gold is what you need for costs. I think it's 2 ingots per cost. I am not 100% sure on this. You can also use a alloy called aluminium brass. I mean aluminum brass. But I decided to use gold instead, because it is easier accessible for me. So we're gonna need 3 costs. So that's 6. Don't take my word on this. I just think it is like this. So, but anyway, to do this, you put the item you want to create a cost of in there, and you just pour gold on it. And yeah, I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. So we get a cost. Cool. So let's create costs of all these. We're actually not going to use this cost for the tool binding, because we're going to do something cool with that. But we're going to use this. We're going to create it anyway, because well, why not? It's going to be useful anyway. So we have these items now. Cool. So if you'll check here, we can see that this takes 1 material to create this pickaxe head, and this tool rod here takes a half. So to create this awesome tool I was speaking about, we're going to need a pickaxe head from steel. So we're going to melt 1 steel ingot in here. This tool rod here, we are going to create from thaumium. So let's throw a thaumium ingot in there too. We are actually just going to use half of this, but it doesn't really matter. We need to mind ourselves a bit here, because these two are not going to mix. They are just going to put on top of each other. But it doesn't matter, because as long as I know which one comes out first, I can, like, yeah, take that first. So yeah, by the way, thaumium is actually not melted, so we didn't need that cost either, I just realized. So what we're gonna do now is create a tool rod from thaumium. Hello! We got a thaumium tool rod and a thaumium shard, which, as I said, is half a half thaumium ingot, pretty much, for this. So that's cool. So do we have our steel yet? And a second now, come on. So we're gonna make a pickaxe head from this. And there we go, cool. So I'm just gonna get the last material we need, and I better pack. Okay, so I got my final and secret ingredient. And now you might wonder, what is this thing? Is it some awesome super duper alloy that's created from, like, endurium and awesomeness? But no, it's paper. Yeah, it's paper. You heard it right. So, why do I use paper for this? I'm going to explain that in a second, once I create this paper binding. So, we have our tool here, steel pickaxe head, a paper binding, and a thaumium tool rod. And the reason I use these materials is because if you look in this book here, Materials in you might notice that you can read that different materials, if you go over here, have different of these traits. So stone, for example, have stonebound. Stonebound level 1. And there are actually different here. You can read here that stonebound makes the tool mine faster as it wears out, but it does less damage. Jagged is the other way around. It does more damage when it wears out, but it's mines slower. Reinforced is that it's pretty much unbreaking. But the cool thing is, it's writable, which adds 1 extra modifier slot. And then you might wonder, what is a modifier slot? And that is at the other end of this book here. Here they are, modifiers. So, for example, if you put a diamond with a tool, you get 500 extra durability with that tool, and it uses up 1 modifier slot. That is just an example. You can put emeralds, which puts 50% more durability, but there are other cool stuff as well. If you put redstone, you increase mining speed, so that's pretty much, yeah, like the vanilla enchantment. Yeah. We have auto repair from moss, which makes the item repair, and so on and on. So what I really want is these modifiers. So I'm actually going to make this pick with a steel pickaxe head because steel is pretty awesome as a mining thing without modifiers. Paper adds 1 modifier, and thaumium also adds 1 modifier. Thaumium is a bit special though, because it adds 1 modifier for each other thaumium part you have on the tool, but the first one adds 1. So it's like if you have 2 parts thaumium, it still just adds 1 modifier. If you have 1, it adds 1. If you have 3 parts thaumium, it adds 2 modifiers, and you get 3 on 5 and so on. So I always use 1 part thaumium because thaumium is better than paper at like everything else. So it's preferable to use 1 part thaumium in everything you make. So, well, if I just put in there, I will get my new pickaxe. We also have reinforced 2 on this because of the steel having reinforced 2. So this is a pretty nice pickaxe. And if I put it in here, we can see that I have 5 modifiers remaining. And 5 modifiers on a pickaxe is pretty nice. It is really nice actually. And a mining speed of 8 to begin with 5 modifiers. And a mining level of cobalt. This is pretty much the highest mining level we can gain without gaining like the super advanced nether Tinker's Construct materials. So this pickaxe here is really awesome, and it's pretty cheap to repair also because the only thing we need is steel, and with our new setup for steel it is pretty easy to make as long as we have some iron. So it's pretty much just iron to repair, and it's awesome. So yeah, that's how I made that. I'm gonna check how much time we have left because this is what we had planned. I had planned for this episode, but I might think about something else to do because I think I have time left. So I created this pattern chest here because I had nowhere to place my my patterns, and I just want to show you guys that if you place it right next to the part builder, you actually get access to the chest from the part builder itself. So that's pretty neat. However, I noticed that I'm a bit short on time, but I want to get into something this episode, so I might get some output from it next episode. And that is magic crops. I decided that I want to try to grow some coal and just see how that works. So, if we're going to begin this, we're going to need I think it's called an fusion stone, and that can be created by a diamond in the middle and this essence dust all around. But can also be used by using an emerald, and I decided to use emerald because I have more emeralds than I have diamonds basically. So I get a weakened fusion stone this way. I can then use this weakened fusion stone together with, if I can get the menu, together with this essence dust to create weak essence. This weak essence can actually be used to create coal seeds. I am actually gonna need a seed also, which I of course didn't have when I started this recording, but I went out and punched some grass, so now we're good. Anyway, so if we take this essence dust and put them around a infusion stone this way, we're actually gonna need 4 of these, I think, of these weak essence. We get these, as I said, weak essence, and the infusion stone isn't consumed, so that's nice. That would have been terribly expensive. But yeah, anyway, so if we place seed in the middle here and coal all around this way, and I'm wrong again as always, and we place it like this, we get a coal seed. And I have no idea how this works, but I guess that I just place it down. I actually tested this a little bit with a normal essence crop. You can just like create these essence seeds fairly easy, and I actually got some essence, which I put somewhere here. Yeah, there is essence. I promise there is essence. There were nature essence. I have no idea what to do with that, but anyway. So let's place this coal seed down and see what happens. So I guess we will see for next episode how if this. Oh, it's making like particle effects. Cool. Anyway, so we will see for next episode if this became coal or not. If it did, I might actually begin to automate a coal farm for like running my my steam boiler system. So that might be kind of neat. Anyway, that's all for this episode. So thanks for watching, and see ya!